Sustainability is today's need. We are all witnessing global health crisis that is a consequence of us not regarding Mother Nature. Sustainable lifestyle reduces uneven utilization of Earth's natural resources to ensure our future generations' needs are not compromised. Welcome to Sustainable Living with Shilpa Reddy, powered by Planet Green Farm Natura, a new beginning to your life. Since Kanti and I announced this venture, we have received great appreciation and encouragement. Can't thank you all enough for all the love and support you showed us. As I promised to bring to you the nature's finest friends to talk about their choices and thoughts, in this very first episode of CocoWorks Sustainable Star, I'm extremely honored to have someone who has been a huge source of inspiration to me and to many, a dear friend and a mentor. He's not just an actor, filmmaker who contributed inevitably to film industry, but also an insightful entrepreneur and an absolute nature lover. He has been the first person from where my journey towards sustainable living started. He has made major changes to his life and his lifestyle much before we realized the need. Let's welcome King Nagarjuna on Sustainable Living with Shilpa Reddy. Hi Nag, thank you so much for accepting my invitation and coming on my show. And this is not just the first time. You've been lending your love and support to all the endeavors I've addressed so far in my life.
Yes,
so thank you so much for being
no,
here.
it's my pleasure, Shilpa, with the things you do. I look at most of the time you keep talking about uplifting of the society, how to uplift the society, how to give to the society. And I keep here, when we talk, I see that, and a lot of people talk too, but to put it to practice also is important. And I see you in the school, school, you started, and with your clothes designing, whatever the materials you use, all these things. And
Can I confess? Because I think that seed has been put into me by Amala.
Okay.
The credit goes to her and I'm nurturing that.
Yes.
And with all your support, I'm here today.
Yeah, so all those things, and sustainable living is something which everybody should do or should know about it. And somewhere now this COVID and Corona has come and accelerated it, it's given it a booster shot. Everybody has realized about sustainable living, how important it is, and how important it is not to destroy the environment we are living in.
Right.
And I mean, we can't live like sadhus, but as much
as you can,
we should, whatever you can, you should. And I'm very glad you started this sustainable living show. And I'm sure there'll be there's a lot of wonderful people around who have this knowledge and who practice and who preach and practice this sustainable living. I'm sure they'll give you a lot of eye-opening facts here.
In fact, this journey is all about me also confronting my own, lifestyle and at the same time learning. So I'm not saying I've done it all, I'm doing it all, but by introducing different people and talking to people like you, I'm willing to learn with this show as well.
No, it's a huge process. It's vast.
Yeah, it is vast.
It's a huge process. I mean, just yesterday I read in a paper that 250 whales stranded themselves in Tasmania, near the Australian, New Zealand coast. I mean, why is this happening? You know, so a small thing, as we call it, it's the butterfly effect.
Correct.
A small thing we do can affect something somewhere.
On such a large scale.
Large scale, it can. So I'm glad you're doing this.
Thank you. Thank you so much for such a positive thought. So now I've seen you from so many years, and I know you're such a nature lover and you love plants, you love trees. Did you have any childhood, situations or memories that impacted you to be so close to nature?
Yes, right from childhood, from the time I could sense that, I'm alive and I'm in the world, and I had this thing. My father moved from Chennai to Hyderabad. At that time, Hyderabad was this big village. It's not even a town, it was a
Right.
big village. I'm talking about 1963.
Okay.
And at that time, we moved into, he bought us up in a 6-acre forest and a 8-acre compound next to a lake, Tangbund Lake. It was behind Tangbund.
Oh, 8
The
acres.
8 acres of land. It was
That's a
behind
luxury.
Exactly. We were on the other side of Tangbund.
Okay, okay.
We were attached to the other side of
Oh, the
Tangbund.
Tangbund, okay.
And the lake used to be, part of the lake used to be in our house. And that's where I fell in love with nature. And we had our own cow shed. We had our own rice growing. We had our own poultry farm. Everything was there, all the vegetables, everything. Everything was growing. Whatever we were eating was completely grown in that house.
Sounds like a little retreat.
Yeah. So that's where I got it, including the fish.
Oh, include the fish.
We used to have a big well and they would
Oh,
catch the fish. And I think I was blessed to be brought up like that and I grew up with that. And I know how to milk a cow, I know how to...
Oh, I didn't know
all
this.
these things I know. I know how to
Okay.
take care of them, feed them. We used to wash them. And used to garden every day along with father. And we'd pluck the vankailu, dondakailu, all of these things, whatever. And that's how I grew up. Not many people know about this.
Yeah, I think even I didn't ask you about this.
Yeah,
but
not many
such
people know about this, and that's where the bug bit me. And I always loved trees. Had anywhere I lived, whatever I do, the first thing is I look for trees. If I go for a holiday, I look for trees. That's how it happened.
Right.
Yeah.
And Nag, I also heard your mom, Annapurna Garu, she's fond of her rose gardens.
Yes.
Can you talk a little more about
Yes, Amma, she was so fond of gardening and of manicured gardens, her lawns or her rose gardens or that crotons or all these flowers. And I remember the beautiful night queen, jasmine queen, and through the night we used to smell it. She used to grow it right around our bedroom. Windows. I mean, those days we didn't need ACs, so the doors were open and the smell would waft into the house. Her specialty was growing roses. And every year there used to be a rose show in public gardens then. And she would enter her roses.
Oh wow, they would be of that quality
Yeah,
where
she
she
would
could send
enter
it
the
to
roses.
competition.
People from all over the country, from the south, they would all bring their roses from Chennai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad, and they would all. And she would definitely get some prize or the other for her roses.
So both your parents are like very close
Yeah.
to nature and
Yeah,
nature lovers.
Yeah.
Nag, I've been, seeing you from so many years and you're extremely disciplined. And I've seen you not once overdoing anything. Like you relish everything, you enjoy the little things, but I think the kind of discipline you have, it's like you set the bar too high for even people like us in this generation who have so much knowledge about health, fitness. So where did that discipline come from?
I really don't know. My father also was a very disciplined man in his own way. My discipline came into fitness or whatever when I had gone to the US to study. And in India there was not much knowledge about health and fitness and those things those days. Even unte, how come you lost weight? The first thing they'll ask you.
Right.
Telugulo cheppalante enti anta chikkipoyavu,
Yeah.
That's how they would say it. Instead of saying you're looking good. So I saw that, of course there were a lot of unhealthy people there, but I saw those fit people. And I used to watch them and these things, and that's where I started picking up going to a gym and started that. Then it became a way of life, and there have been rock bottoms which I've hit when I was not healthy or I was overdoing things. Shouldn't be drinking. I should drank a little too much that evening, and the next day the whole thing would go, and I would go to the sets and my cameraman would ask, you had a late night, drank too much, things like that. That's when I realized, why can't we do why can't we enjoy everything in life in balance and not feel deprived about it, but also be very, very fit. Being fit is just not being deprive yourself out of everything.
Right.
I believe that you should,
Enjoy, but
I mean, you
everything
should
in
get the
moderation.
most out of life, everything in moderation. You want to go eat that day on a Sunday with your friends, you want to eat nice Hyderabadi biryani and eat it without guilt. And work, that's that way. And somewhere, of course, Shilpa, being in the profession I am,
Right.
also pushes me to
Right.
be fit and healthy and things. But
But that's not the case with everyone.
but I prefer just not. I don't think being fit is just not the body. You have to be fit in your mind also. That is more important. Be
Absolutely
happy.
agree with that.
I believe in sustaining the mind, mind and being happy with people around you. Surround you with good friends. Surround yourself with good friends, good people, and people who bring positivity around,
Right.
and it automatically starts reciprocating. That's what I believe in. That's what I think anybody should do. And if you're happy, you'll be fit.
Wow, so beautifully said.
Yeah.
Any favorite fitness regime that you have?
In the sense, Amma, what?
Like any style of like training?
Training, recently I have discovered strength training, which I have discovered in the last 5 years thanks to you. Actually, it came from you, you and your husband. You sent the trainer to me and I discovered it. Around when I discovered it about 5-6 years ago,
Right.
I was actually in a depression that my knee is going to give away any time or my back is going to give away any time, and I would not tell anybody, of course. Every month or so I would have an attack of spasms in my back or things, because whatever my work doing those fights and dancing and this which we don't
Over
even,
so many years.
over so many years I did that, and this form of strength training completely made me a new person again. And in the last 4-5 years, I don't have back or knee injuries anymore. They're gone.
Right.
And whatever injuries I have, they're gone in a day. It's not major injuries.
Right,
you
right.
know.
Not which, perpetually bothers
So
you.
I love strength training and I've been advocating it to everybody. Especially after a certain age, you need strength training.
Right.
At a younger age, maybe you don't. But after a certain age, everybody needs strength training.
So now we're all living in such a busy world, and it is very rare that someone stops by and rescues a plant from either being uprooted or cut off. And I see this beautiful 40+ foot rescue
You're
palm
talking
in
about
your
the royal
house.
palm at my house?
Yes. I don't think anyone knows about this, and I think you have to talk
Nobody
about
knows.
this.
Yes. They were building a house near the checkpost, and I was passing by that house, and there was this beautiful royal palm, and they were going to uproot it, and I could see a JCB had come, and they were starting to dig and all of that. I stopped my car and asked them, if you give me one day, can I take I'll get it done myself, and I'll take this thing. And I got some experts who were good at transplanting trees, and we uprooted it, got a crane, put it in a truck,
Wow.
and got it home. It was about 25 feet now, or then. It's about, other day I measured, it's 65 feet now. It's actually 65 feet tall.
Whenever
It's
I
one of the
see
tallest trees in Jubilee Hills, I promise you that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I think it has thanked me, or it says I'm
the
happy here.
gratitude, I think.
I'm happy
Whenever I
here.
look at that tree, this story comes to my mind, and I think people need to know what went behind, you rescuing that beautiful palm.
Yeah, like that I have a people tree also
Oh, that was also a rescue?
in the front. That was a 20 feet tall tree.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And please talk about the banyan. The banyan is such a famous venue
Yes,
in Hyderabad.
in convention, for all the lot of weddings and all of that, it has blessed a lot of people there.
Correct.
The banyan, yes. I always liked the banyan tree very much. So I had gone to Khadiyam in Rajmandri, and I saw this beautiful banyan tree. It was only this big.
Are you serious? Oh, little one.
It was this beautiful banyan tree in a pot, and I asked the guy, and he said it's a very nice quality. It's a very nice. Where we got it is from a nice quality. It was probably already since it was in a pot, it was a little bonsai.
Ah, okay.
Almost a 1 year old, and it was growing beautifully. So I said, I'd like to pick it up, and I bought it when I went for one of my shoots.
Okay.
Then I picked the spot, and we planted such a beautiful tree now.
I know. I see the pride in your eyes when it's beautifully decorated. It's like you're looking at your own,
Yeah.
child grow up or something like that.
Yeah. We planted quite a few trees in whole of N convention
Right.
at that time. Yeah.
And Amla once mentioned that the land behind your house, which is a government land, it was completely rocky and barren.
Yeah.
Now it looks like a mini forest. So
Yes. Yeah, that was in 92, Shilpa. I was building my house, and we had bought the plot of land there in 91, and I wanted to build the house, and behind it was a so-called green belt by the Jubilee Hills Society. It was actually
never a
not a single tree. Even most of Jubilee Hills was like that. Jubilee Hills
Correct.
looks like this now.
Right.
Then there were hardly any trees. I mean, absolutely. So as I was building the house, the thought came that if I start an ecosystem here, there is Durgama Cheru right there next to it,
Okay.
and there is water, and the birds here, if we build them an ecosystem, and because I had gone into many time into KBR Park before that, we could walk freely inside,
Right.
and I saw the ecosystem developed there.
Okay.
And we could develop it here, we could do it here, it will be nice. So since I was building the house anyway, same Khadiyam, I know them very well. So I told them I need all 1 year old trees.
Okay.
I'd like to transplant them, all of them here. And I want all native trees, because native trees survive well.
Correct. Yeah.
And I got about 2,500 trees.
Wow. No wonder it's like a habitat for so many birds and other
Yeah.
creatures now.
So now we planted those 2,500 trees. Since I was building the house, I had the force also, the worker force.
To water
to
them.
water it. So we put this metal round circles around it.
2,500. Wow. Now I didn't know the number until now.
We planted those trees, and there must be 10,000 trees now in that
Now.
whole thing.
Yeah, easily.
And it has become an eco sanctuary. There are times when I see the migratory birds,
Oh, okay.
which fly, some of them which fly from China and Russia all the way to Africa.
Wow.
There are times which I've seen them
Come to that place.
that place, because on the way to probably to drink water or to rest or whatever, I've seen once or twice I've seen those big cranes which are this tall.
Okay. So they're not definitely from.
They're not, they're
native
all
ones.
migratory birds. When they migrate, they would lost their way or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And now we have all kinds of birds coming. We can see them in the mornings. It's become, and there are about 15 or 20 peacocks inside. And all
A lot
kinds
of
things.
monkeys, all kinds
Monkeys are there. So it's
snakes, lots of snakes also.
Yeah, a lot of snakes, which of course Amla doesn't let me touch.
Yeah.
All of them are there.
Right.
So it's become a sanctuary for a lot of small animals. I'm sure there are some rabbits and all of them inside there, and birds. So I'm very, very proud of that place, actually.
Must be so gratifying.
Yeah. And I live right next to it. I get so much oxygen
Correct.
every day.
And I also heard that you asked your fans to plant trees, and that momentum caught up in a huge way.
Yes, I remember about 8 years ago or 7 years ago, the green Swachh Bharat and the green thing started. Everybody to plant a tree.
You the ambassador, right?
I was asked by Venkaiah Naidu Garu,
Okay.
our Honorable Vice President now. Then he was Union Minister. He had challenged me on the Swachh Bharat and green, this thing both. So then I challenged 1 lakh of my fans. So whatever, all the fans, I said everybody has to plant a tree in your house, in your backyard or in your village or everything, and promise me that you'll take care of it for a year. So they all planted 1 lakh of trees.
Wow.
That time. So I hope at least 50,000 of them are alive.
Survived.
Yeah, but and now the good part is they have realized it, and they have been doing it constantly. Now they keep planting trees.
So the fans, you meant to say?
They all do it, and they keep sending me photographs and
Oh, wow.
keep in whatever, saying that we're doing it. For my birthday or for my dad's birthday or something, they'll plant another 5,000 trees. So it's good.
Wow.
So this is important.
Right. I've also seen you and Amla fond of diving.
Yes.
When did you all start, or did you guys start, learn it together?
Yes, we learnt it together.
Oh, okay.
We actually both learnt it together. We both love water and the ocean, so we'd gone to an ocean in Hawaii, an island called Maui. We'd gone there, and when we looked down, this is also around in the early 90s. When we looked down, we could see about 80 feet depth. I asked the boat guy, how deep is it here? He said it's about 80 feet.
But it's clear.
It's crystal clear. I could see the soil, I mean the sand, the white sand down there. And it just attracted us, and then we put on our snorkels and we saw the life down there. And the boat guy saw our excitement, and he said you could actually go for a dive. And he said, can you take us down there? So he fixed it up, and we went on a explorer dive, explore scuba dive. He gave us 1 hour lessons. Then he took us down slowly to about 20 feet inside the water, and we felt very comfortable. We came up and signed up right away to classes, and after that we've been diving quite often.
How many years has it been now?
It's been about 25 years now.
You have a certification also, right?
Yeah, we have certification, advanced diving, night diving. We can do night dives.
Wow.
All of that certification, and it's great. We have dived with. We've seen whales, we've seen sharks, we've seen dolphins, manta rays, all of them. The ocean gardens are something else to see.
Ocean gardens.
The gardens underneath. Just like this, they are gardens of red, yellow, and blue.
Right.
It's something else to see.
Did diving change in the last few years? Like, did you see something change because of the climate changes?
We used to go to Maldives a lot. That's why we used to go a lot. We're very close to India. We used to see beautiful colors like this, and
the turquoise.
Your dress and turquoise and that. But now with the global warming,
you see a lot
all
of
the
change.
colors are gone. We only see almost brown. They all gotten bleached because the water temperature has risen by about 4-5 degrees. And the corals just going down. From what I hear, it's been reviving again after there's a lot of global warming issue has started, and people have started reducing their carbon footprint and all of that.
Okay.
And the ozone layer has closed up.
Right.
Again, what I hear is they're reviving again.
Okay.
So it's good.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So, Che and Akhil also are divers, and I've seen them, doing horse riding, and they're into multiple other sports. As a parent, how did you indulge them into close to nature activities, and how early was that?
Yeah, I guess it happens from a very young age. I remember, Che was about 7, 8 years old. Akhil was 1 year old. I've taken them to safaris. We've gone to nature, stayed in nature, all kinds of things, and both of them did their diving lessons with me.
Oh, okay.
So both of them got the certification. They're both very much into physical
physical
activity.
activities,
Physical
yeah.
activity, especially Akhil is more. He loves games, he loves
Right.
sports, he loves these things.
Right.
And Che is into a different physical activity of cars and motorbikes and
Yeah.
this thing. But they're both very, very, I'm glad they picked this up from me or whatever, of being extremely fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy about that. Yeah. and
Your
when I see-
suggestion to parents or schools that they should start doing or have an impact on kids to keep them close to nature. Like any suggestions that you would like to give?
No, it is very important that we all come from nature. It is very important we go back. We are in connection with it. When you are connected with it, your child is going to bloom, blossom. When your child is connected with it, his scores in his educational scores, everything will just go up. It's not the other way around that he's wasting time playing and doing other things. Yeah, he's wasting time playing if he's on the iPad and
Right.
those things,
Yeah.
those digital these things. But if he's actually out there in the open, he will connect with nature. And once you connect with nature, you will
Blossom.
know your mind opens up.
Okay.
That's what the universe does that to you. So you should. I mean, I advise every parent. I'm not saying that they should do it all the time. They should play some sport, not on the iPad. for
Definitely
sure.
not.
Some sport, and or if it is possible, take them out for a walk. Walk with them.
Right.
I would advise all parents. I know it's not possible for some people. They cannot afford to do it. They can't do it. But whoever can should do it.
Right.
It is the best gift you can give your child.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So at your place also, Nag, I've seen you made so many changes, whether it's rain harvesting, trenches.
Yeah.
What are the other things that you brought into your house?
Recently had so much time because of the coronavirus and the COVID, and I weren't working. So I got into vegetable. I always wanted to.
Okay.
Because my father used to do that
Right.
always in his house till he passed away, till almost the last days. He would harvest his vegetables, and he used to grow in a small vegetable patch. He would spend hours there pruning them and getting the bugs out and all of that. And I was always, whenever I went home, I would help him doing that. Always wanted to do that, and fortunately, the corona, or unfortunately, whatever, I shouldn't say fortunately, I got into it. Now I started growing
I
the
know
snake
your
gourd and the bitter
picture.
gourd and the cucumbers and the tomatoes, potatoes, and the
salad
lettuce,
leaves,
salads,
yeah.
all the salads. Hydroponics is something which I discovered, which I realized it's going to be the future of mankind, hydroponics, because it's going to save you so much water.
Right.
So
Almost
much water.
90% less
Yes,
than what you would otherwise
90%
use.
less of water, and the ingredients that which you put into those plants is the ingredients you would like to put. For example, if you are vitamin D deficient, you can put those ingredients into the
Okay.
plant.
Oh, I
So when
didn't
you
know this.
eat that plant, that lettuce, you will get that vitamin D.
It's like
in a
customized plant.
in a very natural form. But this is what the future is going to be. So certain patients, thyroid deficient patients or calcium deficient patients, you can feed those plants that.
Wow.
So this is something which I learnt, which my plants are getting zinc, vitamin D, and
Okay,
iron.
all that you
Iron. All these three, because that's the best thing for your immunity.
Right, correct.
So that's what I'm feeding them.
Oh, this I didn't know actually.
Yeah.
Wow, super interesting.
No, if you get into it, there's so much.
Okay.
Yeah. And all these nutrients are available in the market.
Yeah, they are. So you and Amla always spoke about green energy, and you were extremely conscious about how you would, use electricity.
Yeah.
What did you do for that at your place?
I was always into solar energy, and right from the beginning. So about when solar panels started getting, they were available in the market in India, that's about 10 years ago. That's when they started getting into the market. Before that, they were not very difficult to get, or they didn't have the technology, they were not working properly.
Right.
But 10 years ago, it started getting into the market. I solar paneled as much as I could in my house. So, 75% of my house runs on solar now.
Wow.
So even 10 years ago, I have run on solar panels. And of course, we did for sustainment in the house. We did the rain harvesting, the water, the bores. Our bores never dry out. I mean, maybe the next door neighbor or a little down the road, the bores dry, but our bores don't dry because all the water is going straight
back.
in, and whatever little water.
Right.
And I got into drip irrigation.
At home?
Most of the plants,
Okay.
all of them, all have little drip irrigation, some of the bigger plants. That also saves water. And from what I learned from this, at Annapurna Studios, 2 years ago we completed completely solar paneling the roofs.
Wow.
So we have the largest private solar plant in the city.
Oh, wow.
That's 1 megawatt
Commendable.
of 1 megawatt of power
Wow.
we produce.
There's so much to know about you and how you're sustaining
Yeah.
so many things,
Yeah.
Nag, really.
So 1 megawatt of power comes. So Annapurna Studios, most of the power is from the sun. Yeah.
And what are the other practices that you brought into Annapurna Studio, like when it comes to plastic reduction?
Yeah, plastic is not allowed almost, and whatever recycled, whatever. And we've taken the plastic so we recycle it properly, not just dump it into these things. And sets use a lot of fiberglass, which we have banned slowly, which is fiberglass is very carcinogenic. And we changed to metal beams and poles for sets.
Okay.
Before they used to use wood and then they would break it or throw it away.
Okay.
Now we're all rackable things.
Reusable also.
Reusable, like the IKEA, this thing. So
okay.
it's all reusable, or even the flooring is reusable.
Okay.
So it's all racked up.
Okay.
So we've gotten all those things. So
Do you have any awareness, programs for your employees?
yes, we do have awareness programs
Okay.
for our employees, and now they don't need to. Also, they have all learned this
it over
thing.
the years.
And they're so good that the minute lockdown opened, we opened up this thing. From then to now, none of our employees have had COVID.
Wow.
The place they have maintained is so hygienic.
Wow.
Yeah. And
This is something to really
Yeah.
talk about.
yeah, none of them had COVID, and they are all. It's because of the basic hygiene. They follow simple things, simple rules every day, in and out, and everybody can do that and
Right.
get back to work. Even in Annapurna, we had done a lot of green work.
Oh, okay.
Trees.
Right. So before even that place was
That was
rocky
barren.
and barren.
Not a single tree.
Wow.
Not a single tree. Not a single tree. It was just rocks. They'll have before and after pictures. You can take a look.
I would
I'll
love
ask
to
my office to
see.
send them to you.
Okay.
Take a look, and there's so many trees now. It's so green. Yeah. So that's also become an eco center.
Right.
Yeah.
Any 3 things that every household should do to, have an impact on sustainable lifestyle? Like any 3 things that every house must take up to kind of, reduce the impact that they are causing on the planet, negative impact?
Plastic is number one. They should try to reduce plastic. Now most of the places, grocery stores or whatever, wherever you go, even from the bundis, if you buy, you can take your own cloth bag and get it. Why get a plastic bag?
Right.
That is because plastic takes generations to decompose.
Correct.
It's going to stick there. And water is one commodity which you should not waste, I feel.
Okay.
Water is one of the largest commodities you shouldn't waste, because they predict water wars in the future. There are going to be wars of water. As you see already with the global warming The Himalayas are melting.
Right.
And that's where we get our water from.
Yeah, the glaciers.
Yeah, the glaciers are all melting. I'm not talking about right now, but this will all impact the future. It's going to impact the common man. I can buy my water. It's not a problem at all. But the common man is going to get impacted.
And that is the majority of the population, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And if possible, grow trees in your house.
Yeah,
If possible, not everybody can.
Can.
But if you're living in an apartment, you can grow trees. They are going to give you life. It's like growing life in your house.
Do you think is the connection between ecology and economy?
It's like a husband and wife. It's very important. They both go side by side. You know, if you just look at the economy and start cutting trees, it's not going to work. And if you only look at this, they both should find a balance. Like a husband and wife find a balance in life, and that's when they're happy.
Right.
That needs to be done.
So what is, see, you're not just an actor now, you're a producer and you're a great entrepreneur. What is the best part of being an entrepreneur, being an actor, being a producer?
Being an actor, what it does is makes my life very, very exciting. I'm living a different person every day, a role every day. And during that time of acting, Shilpa, I know you meditate, but for me it's almost like a meditation. Once I'm on the sets, everything goes. It's just that character, and especially
so your own identities are not.
It's not my own identity is not there. So my problems are not there. My happiness is not. That's all gone.
Wow.
That's all disappears out of your life, and it's something new. And so you're actually giving your subconscious a rest in a way. It's almost like a meditation.
Okay.
Yeah. So acting is something that rejuvenates me. Even if it's a bad role, even if the film is not done well, yeah, that's another thing, different, but that's another.
Yeah, that's
but the process of it, you know, almost it's very rejuvenating. That's why I'm very choosy with the people I work with and those kind of things. Yeah.
Favorite part of being an entrepreneur?
Favorite part of being an entrepreneur, to go beyond, you know, to go to places unknown, to be the first man, you know, to go. So this is when you're entrepreneur, it's it's something new. You try to find out, you try to go into a new terrain, new territory, everything new. You're going to work with new people and everything. You're creating something from the start, and a whole new ecosystem is starting there for that product.
Yeah, but
you know, so that always excited me.
Okay.
Doing real estate didn't excite me at all.
Okay.
Because that's, you know, starting something new.
So now this generation is all about conserving, preserving and sustaining.
Yeah.
So what is your advice for young entrepreneurs who are starting up? What all should they keep in mind before even making a business plan?
Be ethical, make an ethical business plan. Just because you can get away with it, don't think you can. It will catch up with you very, very soon.
Right.
Yeah.
No, in the sustaining, you know, to sustain the nature, like what kind of plans should they?
That's what I'm saying, you know, if you
ethical about everything.
Ethical about the nature, don't destroy it. In the process of making something new, saying that I have to destroy this because it's so good for so many humans or so many these things.
Okay.
It's not going to work like that.
Okay.
It's going to catch up with you sometime because there are a lot of people watching you now, and the ethical societies or whatever, which is important. They're realizing it's so important. Don't destroy to create. That's what I'm trying to say.
Such a simple way to put it. Don't destroy to create.
Yeah.
I've had a fun conversation and super inspiring, very insightful.
Okay.
But before ending this, I want to end with a fun note. I have few questions for you. They're all about nature and we call it rapid choice round.
Okay.
Okay.
This is what I'm bad at, Shilpa.
No, it's very simple now.
Simple, huh?
Yeah. So I'll just give you two choices. You just have to pick one.
Okay.
Mountains, beaches.
Beaches.
Grasslands or forests.
Forest.
Caves or valleys.
Valleys,
Birds or animals?
animals,
Plant or a tree?
tree,
Water, fire?
water,
Sun, moon?
the sun,
Roses, lilies?
lilies,
Fruits or vegetables?
vegetables.
Farming or gardening?
This both. This both. You have
I
to.
know after what all I heard you say, I think it's
This
both for you.
both are very, very important.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise,
River, ocean?
ocean,
Rain or snow?
rain,
Biking or trekking?
trekking,
Camp or a cottage?
camp,
House, farmhouse?
farmhouse,
Skydiving, scuba diving?
scuba diving, of course.
Summer, winter?
Winter,
Salad, smoothie?
salads.
We have a small token of appreciation and we put together a beautiful hamper from Yellow Verandah.
Okay.
It's a luxury boutique for homeware.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Yellow Verandah. Thank you for this. This is beautiful.
Thank you for watching my video. Do subscribe to my channel and watch for more updates. See you next week. Signing off, Shilpa Reddy.